It all came out of one dumpster, one little tiny dumpster actually. I'll come back at the end of the video and talk about how much this stuff's worth and stuff. If you want to see that part, don't miss that. This is a little side route that I'll run. Like say if I have to go to the pet store for something, I'll run this little dumpster dive route. It's a little short one. Not gonna throw it in the mix with bigger routes and whatnot, you know, if it's convenient. I'll come and slide through here real quick. It's after hours now, so right now I don't have to worry about anybody being around, so. And you can probably hear I already have some aluminum pans back here, unfortunately bouncing around. Hopefully that's not too annoying. Down there is Target. There's Kohl's. Those dumpsters are pretty dead. PetSmart can be good sometimes. This UPS store can be real interesting sometimes. The PetSmart where I live really doesn't throw a whole lot away. Bits of scrap metal is mainly the main thing you see. Every now and then I do find some good stuff in PetSmart. Like a dog crate and I think a reptile fogger mister for a terrarium are two of the best things I got out of. Aha. For some reason, oh, there's a bunch of it in there too. For some reason, the UPS store, and I'm not sure why, every now and then they'll throw away these wires. It's insulated copper. It's actually quite valuable. Not sure why the UPS store would be throwing this stuff away. Why they get so much of it. Like remotes and stuff. I don't know. If maybe, I don't know what the deal is. Maybe someone's illegally dumping it. If anyone out there watching knows why the UPS store would throw away this kind of stuff in big gobs, holler at me in the comments, because I'd like to know. Oh wow, we've got multiple boxes. Lots of nice remotes that are probably very sellable, a lot of them. The thing almost looks like it's new. They're probably all lightly used. And these power adapters are from DirecTV. I don't know. That's a UPS store, and that's like a nail studio, nail shop for fingernails and pedicures and manicures and stuff. So I don't know. None of the businesses really make sense to be having this kind of stuff. I'm pretty sure it's a UPS store that does it. Whoever it is, I'm not going to complain. These were actually, this is actually a gob of coaxial mixed in with good wire. I'll cut that out, I'll separate that now. What are we dealing with here? Oh yeah. Nice. If every dumpster was like this, I would be a millionaire pretty quick. As stupid as that sounds. It's a pretty cool remote. But unfortunately, every dumpster is absolutely nothing like this. Well, what are we dealing with here? Tons of remotes. Those are nice too. Oh, look at that. That one's labeled bathroom. That one's labeled deck. Must be some kind of really spread out deal. Master bedroom. Bedroom 2. Apparently this came from a big house. Master bed. That one's not labeled. Now it's got one on there, I just can't read it. Another one. That's probably their spares. Bedroom 4. Not their spares, just well used and the ink wore off. Anyways, 4-bedroom house with a deck. Okay, anyways, what was I doing? Oh, it's just gobs of stuff in here. What is this? Mixing bowl set with colanders. No. More wires. Remotes. Hey, it's gonna be a nice little score. I should probably start putting a lot of this in my motorcycle in case someone comes along, tells me to leave. That's what we like. I still got some in there. Ay, ay, ay. I don't want to bore you with coaxial cable. I will cut all the brass ends off of here and the little dirty aluminum splitters and stuff. Okay, there we go. Coming and coming. Whole another giant bag. It's a whole another set of those remotes. Different house, patio, theater, office. Some kind of massive home audio system or some sorts. Living room, family room. Those little remotes might be worth some money. I don't know if this whole dumpster is going to be filled up with this or not. If there's much more, it's going to be the most I've ever seen in here. If we find another box or 2 or 3. Oh wow. Or a giant bag full. Bags and bags. I don't know. I'll take it though. Look at that. This bag by itself weighs 25 pounds or so. For those of you out there new to scrapping, these remotes don't hold very much value for scrap metal, but when they're real nice shape like this, they're sellable. Particularly if you just put them all on one lot on eBay and auction them off, they'll sell instantly. People will start bidding on them. You know, if you just want to get rid of it. Otherwise, you could list them and sell them one by one. It would take forever. You know, it's just whatever you want to do, you know. Different strokes for different folks. Me personally, I'm an auction guy on eBay. I like listing stuff that I know for a fact will sell instantly at auction. I gotta sneeze. Oh my goodness. Excuse me. Anyways, that's my gig. That's my main thing that I like to do. Is just list it at 98 cents if I know it's gonna get bid on, and just let it go. And those bidding auctions can get pretty competitive when you get at least 2 or 3 people that want it. They'll bid it up to at least close to top dollar, you know. That's that social proof concept, you know. Somebody or a few other people are bidding on something, so everyone that sees that everybody else thinks it's valuable, that makes them realize that it's valuable. And as the bids go, you know, it's just seen as something valuable. So very rarely does something go for any great deal amount under its real value, as long as it's something that's in demand, you know. I don't know, if this just keeps coming like this, I'm not going to be able to take it all. DirecTV, boxes, AT&T, eWaste, this stuff could be worth some money, I suppose. Yeah, I think this is a new record for this dumpster. Yeah, definitely. After that box, it definitely is. You notice how I'm putting all this stuff behind the dumpster out of sight. So if someone pulls in here, they won't freak out on me for throwing trash all over the place. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. This box weighs about 30 pounds. Ugh. I think it's mostly copper wires. It's got remotes and stuff. But there might be 50 pounds of copper wire here so far, maybe. Just copper wire. Not counting anything else. This dumpster is actually a very small dumpster. Normally, I don't ever throw stuff out like that. I just kind of shuffle it around as I go, you know. It's just not possible right now on this one. Oh, shoot. Yikes. Goodness. That's like one of those little clown cars. Clowns just keep popping out. All over. I guess I have to get in now. I see this stuff all the way down to the bottom of the dumpster. See, you know what? I'm just gonna leave that where it is. I'm going to have to make 2 trips. That stuff's just too valuable to not take it all. I just live maybe 5 minutes down the highway. It's not that big of a deal. I came off without my second tote. Whoops. But it's not really that big of a deal because I can just use one of these boxes like a tote. All right. Maybe I'll see if I can take all this to the scrapyard together to see exactly what it's all worth. But right now, I'm just going to get this load out of here. Claim it as my own, take it home. It's the worst thing that can happen is you go to all the trouble of doing that, and right before you're ready to leave, someone pulls in and tells you to leave, and you can't have it or whatever. Doesn't happen a lot, but with a beautiful score like this, you just want to eliminate that possibility if you can. One thing I can do on a scooter that I could never do on a motorcycle or a bicycle is take advantage of this little space right here. Actually, it rides really nice. I can secure it tight with my legs. It's definitely not going anywhere. suppose, since I'm coming back for another load. It's not gonna hurt anything if I stash one of those boxes. Okay. This looks like a nice stash. Good enough. I'll be back here real quick, so not too worried about it disappearing. So that's the thing, like my last video I made about all them thrift stores. Those are the places that are just so well known by everybody. They're super popular. I really don't even mess with them. But this kind of place right here, it's just a harmless looking little dumpster behind businesses that you wouldn't even think would have something like this, you know. A manicure shop and a UPS store is gonna have a couple 100 pounds of this stuff laying in their dumpster, you know. No one's gonna think about that, so. Very little competition where I roam. Oh, better put the kickstand up though, huh? Just drop that load off. Here's the two stores that share that dumpster. An empty one in the middle, a nail salon, and a UPS store, so. Not sure exactly why the UPS store throws out a bunch of DirecTV and AT&T stuff. Maybe somebody works at the manicure shop, I don't know. It's not a one-time deal. This stuff's in here fairly frequently. Going home like that, it might seem like a waste of time, but as you notice, my flashlight's brighter. I got a new SD card, or a different SD card in my camera, while the other SD card I was using before is now in my computer, and it's uploading what I've already filmed. So doing it like that actually is gonna save me probably an hour worth of time, uploading time. But the whole entire time I'm here, all the way back, all the way until I get back home and sit down at my desk, it's gonna be uploading that footage. It'll probably take maybe an hour and a half, maybe, altogether, to upload what I've already done so far. So I'm actually being more efficient taking that trip home and coming back. So it's weird how things balance out sometimes, you know. I'm just gonna have to get back in here, huh? That might be too bright of a flashlight. Let's see. That might be what we want right there. Goodness. A little chunk of aluminum in there. It might be sellable. It's used, and I don't know. it's history, so I'll just scrap it. Oh my goodness. A lot of these remotes are gonna be good to sell. These ones that are busted up like that or are missing the back doors and stuff, they'll just go straight to the scrapyard. If you just have some of them, ask your scrapyard scale operator what he wants to do with them. Lots of times if it's just a couple of them, you can just throw it right in with your tin shred. But you know, if you have like a big box of them, then I'll probably go eWaste, you know. Oh, it just keeps coming and coming and coming. The clown car continues. AT&T eWaste. It's interesting. That might be valuable stuff right there. If you're like me, and you don't really have the know-how, or you don't want to mess around with testing that stuff out, you could put like all that stuff on eBay, all those routers and boxes and stuff, in one big lot for parts or repair, and it'll get bid up nice. Personally, I won't ever sell stuff in the used category on eBay if I can't test it out. It goes for good money on parts or repair. Headache free. Big bonus in my book. But you know, I just give out information on what I personally like to do, you know. I said I wasn't gonna get in this little dumpster, didn't I? I had to though. The stuff's all the way down at the bottom. There's a lot of it, so I really didn't think there was gonna be this much. And just so you know, I could technically get a ticket right now for what I'm doing, littering, you know. Now, I know, and you know, that I'm gonna put all this stuff back in here, but I forgot to show this. I pulled a pair of old worn work boots out of that box. Put it on the curb, off camera. Stuff there's just no end to it. I guess I'll go ahead and dump all this into a pile in front of my storage unit. For those of you that don't know the value of everything, all these different kinds of items, I'll pile it up in front of my storage unit when I get back and tell you what it's all worth. Each type of different stuff. Another advantage of selling it for parts for repair is I don't have to be real gentle and stuff. You know, I can just kind of throw it around and do this right here, you know. I mean, I'm not gonna intentionally, you know, roughhouse it on purpose and stuff, but I'm also not gonna care if I put a little scuff or scratch on it, you know. Oh, it's heavy. It might not look like it, but that's probably 45 pounds or so. Close to 50. It's gonna easily be 50 now that I dump this in there. I'm going to be able to put all this on the back and be able to run the rest of this route comfortably. I'm gonna get it loaded up, put everything back in here. I'll show it to you. I'm gonna cut the stuff off this coax. I'm not gonna bore you with all that though. See that car? I didn't know. I thought maybe he was gonna come right in here and tell me to get out of here, you know. So the very first thing I'm gonna do is get this, claim it. That has been claimed by me. Now if someone comes back here and is upset or something, whatever the case may be, I'll just be polite and hop on my scooter and get out of here right away. That car just came whizzing back by her. I think they're scouting out that. Oh no, there it goes. I'm pretty sure they were sniffing out that pet store dumpster. Who knows, they might have been coming to this one too. I got here just in time. I've never really seen anyone do that before. Maybe YouTube videos are starting to make dumpster diving too popular. So that's the problem. Oh, look at that. I just just amazing. Thought it felt a little heavy. The clown car keeps on coming. Just now that's it. That's the major drawback to those dumpster dive videos. They're all popular ones on YouTube about the retail stores like pet stores, Bed Bath and Beyond, and Ulta. The major problem with that, and why a lot of that's just not going to work for 99.9% of the people, is because if you're just dealing with one competitor, they can wipe you out. Literally, in your area, they can literally wipe you out. You know what I mean? Just one person. So if you're out there and you've been trying to do this and you think you're getting wiped out by competition and you're not having any luck, just go start hitting everything you see. You'll find some really good places to go. Just local small businesses and stuff. You know, there's no telling what you might find out there. And my absolute guarantee is big apartment complexes. Well kept, big, not rich, not nasty, just big, well kept places. Those are the apartments that if you go to, I guarantee you, you'll score. As long as you hit them with regularity. Okay, I think I cleaned up my mess. There it is. Let's go see if we can find some other stuff around here. I have a feeling that car wiped me out though. Ran my route before I got to it. Like I said, I'm here at Target and Kohl's and PetSmart. Some popular places, so it's going to draw a lot of attention. PetSmart right here. It's a bunch of rubbish. These type of boxes here, I'll look at on eBay. If they have decent value to them, I'll auction them off. If they happen to be worthless, that's why I like selling stuff for parts or repair, because if you don't know its back history, you just honestly you just can't say if it works. You know, if you don't test it out. And I'm not going to take the time to test all this stuff out. But anyways, this is an example, a good example of why I just sell it for parts to repair. There's a screw stuck through it. That's not gonna cause any damage, but who knows what could happen to this stuff, you know? It's been exposed to the weather and environment, and who knows. But anyways, that's a great example right there. And if I pull that out of there, I won't even be able to tell if there was even anything in there. This didn't damage the plastic, you know. And what if that poked through the circuit board, you know? It could be a totally dead item. Anyways, enough of that. This Ethernet cords, these yellow and white ones, the ones that look like that. We got some gold-plated pins in the plugs. Scrapyards where I live have started paying really good money for Ethernet, 60 cents to 75 cents a pound, which is kind of right in between number 2 insulated and number 1 insulated. I generally will cut these plugs off and send them to board sort, but at 60, 75 cents a pound, I don't know if you actually gain anything doing that. What else we got in here? That'll go as aluminum breakage. I think it's at 7 or 10 cents a pound right now. Prices seem to be coming up a little bit. I noticed an uptick. What do we got in here? Just tons of stuff. I really don't know the overall value of all this stuff until I check it all out on eBay and run the numbers of these remotes and whatnot, you know. But just there's an amazing amount of stuff in here. Who knows how much it's going to end up being worth. This phone cable will go as a low grade, which will be about 15 cents a pound. All the green stuff you see in here that's not Ethernet, you can see it's got just a normal phone plug. Also gold-plated pins in those. Those would be worth cutting off probably. Maybe, I don't know. I've never really weighed it up. It's probably not that big of a deal. But let's see here. That's just a big old pile of junk. It might not have looked like that much when I was putting it on that little moped, but might be 200 pounds of stuff here altogether. Tons of those remote controls. All the black wire you see in here is going to go as number 2 insulated where I live. This could be a little different where you live. Only the scrapyard can tell you what's what, no matter what anyone else says to you on YouTube. The scrapyard's bottom line, what they want to do, you know, and they do things differently. But anyways, all the black cords, all the power cords, what I do is I cut off the plugs, cut off all the ends, all the plugs, cut off the power brick deal, so the only thing you have is just the wires, and that will go at about 50 to 60 cents a pound. I don't think I saw any number 1 insulated in here. For those of you who may not know what number 1 insulated is, that's this stuff here. It's the real thick stuff. It's not braided. It's just a solid wire. Generally going to be the size of a number 2 pencil lead or bigger will be number 1 insulated. Other scrapyards will do things differently. A real good braided wire they might call number 1. That's the high quality stuff. Number 1 insulated is going to be at about $1.10 or so a pound today. And then all these power bricks, One scrapyard I go to will probably just allow me to throw those, you know, once I got all the wires cut off of them. They'll just let me throw those in with my tin shred. Probably everything that I want, you know, like stuff like that. They might call it eWaste. I don't know. Just depends on what the specific scale operator wants to do at that time, you know. I will look on eBay at the prices and estimate the value on this stuff, the remote controls, and if it's something good, I'll put it on the screen for you right now. The white remotes are worth a couple bucks. Black remotes are worth a couple bucks, tick higher. This type of box, here's one here. It's being bid on. It's got 7 bids up to $425 plus 11 shipping. It's being listed for 20 to 40 bucks. The good thing about my situation here is, see this right here? I have the power adapters and the remotes and the Ethernet cords and pretty much all the accessories. So that will really help the bidding process. And I'm just going to sell pretty much all these related items in a bundle, in a lot. There'll be plenty of people out there that will start bidding on it. See, this person here is selling it the way I like to sell stuff. They obviously started the bidding out at maybe a penny or $1 or something. And they've got 7 bids. So there's multiple people. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and put this one on my watch list. That's a good one for me to watch. Okay, this type of box here, people are listing it from 30, 20 bucks, what have you. See here, all the Ethernet cords and power adapters and remotes. I have all that, so I can match up all the accessories with each box. I don't see anyone listing it at auction. But having those accessories is a tremendous benefit. Out to the more expensive variety, these are the ones that I was saying would have a good circuit board. And there's a little aluminum and copper heating, cooling element in there. Looks like the white remotes match up to these. So I'll probably just sell all the white remotes along with these in a lot. I also have all the power adapters, and I can throw in the Ethernet cords and any other cords that go along with it. As you saw, I definitely have enough cords to match up to every one of the boxes I have. And you can see here, their whole system's 120 bucks, 200 bucks. The box by itself, 35 bucks. There's a used box with all the accessories, 50 bucks. So even at bottom dollar, it's going to have some good value to it. Here's some of the other little routers and whatnots that were in there. And I'm going to have the power adapters and the Ethernet, of course, for everything. That router's going at 20 bucks. That one's sitting there at 14. And I think you get the idea. And I think there was a couple of these there as well. Anyway, you got the idea. That's going to be a nice chunk of change. There were some other types of remotes in there too that I haven't looked at yet. I think there were some of these in there. 10 bucks, 14 bucks price range. I'm not sure. There were several different kinds of remotes. Some of them might be a little more valuable. Tin shred category is at 6 cents a pound today where I live. eWaste is at 1 cent or 2 cents a pound. And that's just, you know, the plastic stuff. That's not counting if you took the valuable circuit boards, removed the circuit boards. Some circuit boards are very valuable, but just something like that, scrap yards where I live, would give me 1 or 2 cents a pound if they called it eWaste. The circuit boards with gold pins and stuff that'll be in some of these nicer, expensive ones. Actually, I see a ACR in that one. I see a copper pipe. It looks like, maybe. Yeah, definitely. So that's going to be an expensive dude. There's probably a real nice circuit board in these. This is pretty valuable. You know, maybe $1 or $2 a pound, or $3, maybe more. I don't know. What an ACR is it's a chunk of aluminum with copper pipe stuck on it. It's like a cooling element in there so it doesn't overheat. And if I took that out of there, just the little ACR alone, is it about $1 or so a pound? And there's probably a pound of ACR between the two of them. Those things are probably much more valuable just to sell them on eBay. That's the thing about scrapping and selling stuff. A lot of times you think, well, you make so much more money selling stuff, but just look at the amount of stuff you might find and think about how long it could take to sell all these things one by one on eBay, you know. So that's why a lot of stuff gets scrapped, because you might be able to sell some of this stuff, but it's going to take forever, and it's just going to build up on you, and you're going to start looking like this. And you're going to start looking like that fast if you don't just get rid of it. At least I do, with the amount of stuff that I can find. I guess I shouldn't say you, I should say I. That's why I do it. Alright, now I gotta stuff all this in here somewhere. Ta-da! The great wall of scrap. One thing I forgot to mention, that's basically a lifetime supply of AA batteries in that load. Good value in that too. Thanks for watching. I forgot the wire I put over here. That's another 25 pounds or so that I didn't show in the picture of the rat's nest in front of my storage unit. That would have made a nice cherry on top right there. So I came down, I got some fish for my turtle. Went to the pet store, so that's how I would run this route. Go to the pet store and come and hit all these places. I don't want to squish my fish. Cherry on top. Thanks for watching.